Hi, I'm Tameria Martinez. I'm a potter and I have a studio at the base of South Mountain in Boonesboro, Maryland. I've been working on a new body of work that incorporates some rock pedestal forms with the usual forms that I make, which are smoother, a lot of the times glazed pieces in the forms of vases and bottles and pitchers. I wanted to show you a little bit about how I make these. And I also want to show you a little bit about the way this process started. About 10 or 12 years ago, I guess, I started thinking about pedestals for forms that I was making. And I tried that as separate pedestals. So I made these little rock maquettes, which I thought would be really nice to sit my more graceful, more smooth forms on. However, I really couldn't make it work the way that I envisioned it in my head. So I started working with some things that in a small form, not necessarily a maquette, but a small piece of little sipper cups and putting them on rock pedestals. And this is all incorporated as one piece, although they're made separately as two pieces. The bottom base is sculpted separately, and then this cup was formed on the wheel. I put them together and then I glazed the piece, and this went into the wood kiln. It also has a slip wash on the rocks to differentiate that part and make it look a little bit more rugged and rock-like than the smooth form on top. I thought that the juxtaposition of the two would be really interesting. And so I found a lot of pleasure in doing the sculpting part. I was not a sculptor, I'm not a sculptor, but I really enjoyed sculpting the rock formations. And then once I sculpted the base and I added the top piece, I also would then build rock forms up the piece and on the top, just the way I feel. Not a literal interpretation of rocks, but just kind of the way that I felt about how the sculpture was coming together. This is also a functional piece, so a lot of the pieces that I put together have functionality, but they also are sculptural in their presentation.